I'm Kyle Little, and they didn't want you to hear from me. I was the first of 12 candidates to enter this race, but for over a year, the political establishment ignored me. Ignored by mayors, ghosted by party insiders, outspent by career politicians. And then they shut me out of the NJ12 debate because I didn't raise $250,000. Think about that. In their world, money decides who gets heard, but not in my campaign. I made the ballot myself. 500 plus signatures, door to door, no shortcuts, no handout. I'm a small business owner, an adjunct professor. I live the same struggles you do. That's why I'm fighting for a $20 minimum wage, universal health care, free childcare, and $25,000 for first-time homebuyers. New Jersey doesn't need another politician. It needs someone who actually understands the struggle. I'm Kyle Little, and I'm fighting for you.
I don't know what it is, but I just love being black. BJ here.
What up, doe? It's your girl, Blair. You know, my melanin was popping yesterday. It's popping today. And it's sure enough gonna be popping tomorrow.
It's your boy, Red, and you're listening to the Highly Melanated Podcast. Sally in the room? Okay, I see.
Sally's here.
Hey, girl.
What's up, Sally?
Hey guys. Welcome back to another episode of Highly Melanated Podcast, the safe space where it's okay to stand up for what you believe in and speak your truth.
Get up. Stand
up. I was going to do it too.
Stand up for you,
right?
Wow.
Hey. Get up. Stand up. Yes. Thank you. Thank you, Red.
PJ is enjoying my new toy. I got a PlayStation, y'all.
Oh, okay. I was about to
Thank
say,
you for clarifying.
I had to clarify because I
Please.
already know where y'all are nasty. But no, I got a new PlayStation. So PJ is enjoying his new toy.
Okay. You could have just said, I'm enjoying my new PlayStation, but...
He could have, but that's the way his mind works.
But he wants to lead you
He
in.
did it that way on purpose.
Oh, my God. Y'all think y'all know me so well. Y'all do.
Red. I recently got a new duck. So for you guys who don't know, I love ducks. I collect like little rubber ducks. And so I just got a new duck keychain.
Ooh, a duck keychain. I see what you did there.
You know.
Rubber ducky. No, or ducky. Got you.
Quack, quack. We're talking about things that are new. This is so I got new nails.
Okay. Those are
And so
look
normally
nice.
just because like with modeling, you know, you always have to keep like your nails like very basic, very neutral. But every once in a while, I kind of like to throw a little something in there that's just a little, it's still subtle, but it's just a little fun. So this has been on my Pinterest board for a while. And so finally I was like, fuck it, do it. And so we did it yesterday and it was great. I love them.
good.
Thank you for the nice nails. You know I love nice nails.
I got a new nail shape. I don't know if you guys care about this at all or not, but I am a squoval girly, and I got almonds this time, which is
Squoval.
different. Squoval, square but oval.
The word of the day is squoval.
Squoval. They're square nails, but they're slightly oval on the edges. And so,
Okay.
but this time I got almond.
Yes. And guys, we have a special treat for you. Currently, we have if you can hear a little snicker here and there, we have another person here on the mic. He is, of course, a brother of Iota Phi Theta Fraternity Incorporated. He is also an animal lover. He is really mostly important running for Congress.
Hey.
And for some strange reason, he loves the TV show Love is Blind.
That's not strange at all.
That's not
That
strange.
is not strange.
I have no idea. I've never seen it. I have never seen it.
So don't knock it before you try it.
You're going to have the whole Love is Blind community after you, BJ.
Exactly. Everybody, please welcome to the podcast, Mr. Kyle Little.
Welcome aboard, Kyle.
Thank
Insert claps here.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes.
Happy to
And
have
so
you.
to round us all the way out, give us your you are, PJ's enjoying his new toy, Red is enjoying his new duck, I'm enjoying my new nails, and you are enjoying your new
My new time on this podcast. I'm enjoying my
period.
new.
Okay, look, we like that.
Period.
Okay. Because hopefully by the end of this, you'll be enjoying your new congressional seat. Okay.
Absolutely,
Get
absolutely.
in
So the
primary.
primary elections are a week away, 1 week from today.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Indeed.
Yeah.
1 week away. It's already coming up. I mean, like, can you believe it's already June?
Yeah.
Happy New Year, everybody.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy fucking New Year. It's already about to snow. Okay. So because we have a guest on, we're going to, I guess, speed past a little of the normal things that we do. But so instead of all of us taking the time to say how our weeks have been, you're our guest.
Yeah.
How was your week, sir?
How was your week?
How are you doing?
My week has been hectic, but good overall. Very good. I have been running for Congress for a year now, so I have had some great days and I have had some shitty days. My mood is back and forth every other day. But we're coming down to the wire, so I would say like this last week or so has been. I feel like I already have some weight off my shoulders because it's like by now it's going to be whatever it's going to be, Still very busy though, because I'm also a small business owner and I have a lot of changes going on with my business right now as well. So it's just a lot of things going on, I guess, in my personal life.
Okay. What
But
kind
yeah, I
of
would say
business do you do?
overall. So Chris is asking for the crowd because he knows he shouldn't.
The people want to know.
The people want to know. They want to know. They're going to know.
So I am the owner of Isolation Fitness. I own 2 fitness facilities right now. At the current moment, I own 2 fitness facilities. I'm currently leaving one literally next week. I'm leaving one and renovating the other one to do what I have been doing for the past 5 years in my first location.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'm the owner of Isolation Fitness, and I've always just been serving the people, helping people get in shape, and having community events, and all types of things that just give back to the community.
All right.
Nice.
Okay.
Come on.
Yeah.
I remember when this guy had 0 fitness centers.
0, nothing, not a thing.
I thought you were going to end the sentence with 0 fitness.
So here's the thing.
Centers.
There's one thing that Kyle has always been. He's always been physically fit. So
Yes.
Even though, ironically enough, he's such a little guy. With his last name being Little. But,
Dudes.
we love this guy, so like we're anything we can do to support him. But when we actually opened up his business, opened up his fitness, the first one was just in Edison, I think, right?
Metuchen, yeah, which is right by Edison.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, look a little bit. Just look. You know how black people look at him, his little business. Okay, you better support his little business. Okay, just like Queen Latifah said, minding my business. Okay. So, but I'm supportive. I love it.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of
10
like,
years. 10 years since I opened that first one.
Wow.
has it been 10 years?
November 1st, it would be 10 years. Yep.
That's amazing. Congratulations.
Happy anniversary on that too, because like
Thank
10
you.
years is a big milestone.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank
A lot
you.
of businesses don't make it past their first year, so
Okay.
that's great.
Yeah, yep, yeah.
Well, so that actually brings me to my point. So question of the week. Your questions as they pertain to you prospectively and introspectively. You're talking about accomplishments, and we are at the halfway mark of the year. And how I came across this thought was basically I saw recently all the conversation around Dr. Cheyenne Bryant and everything that's been going on with her and whether or not she is actually credentialed and she's actually licensed. And I want to make sure that I want to start thinking about what is something that I want to make sure that I accomplish and actually complete through and through. So what would you guys like to accomplish before the year is over?
I'll go first.
Okay.
Actually, I will not. Ladies first.
I insist, PJ. Go right ahead.
You know what? Before we get to question of the week, I just want to say this and say this one thing. Ladies and gentlemen, if y'all have not paid attention to this one slight Instagram, I think it's called Hey Girl Hey.
I'm screaming.
We were, back in the day, we did this little thing. Actually, it's been a year now since we did the Martin one.
It's been a year since Martin, yeah.
Yeah. And so we did one celebrating these lovely ladies with Dana, Queen Latifah Owens, and all the others. No, I can't remember the names of it. With Kim
Erica
Coles,
Alexander, Kim Coles, Kim Fields,
Alexander,
TC Carson,
our frat brother, as well as
we remembered you. Don't worry.
Yes, okay, and my character as well, Overton. Someone had the opportunity to meet and finally, before we move any further, can we hear that from you? What was that like? How did that happen?
Right. I never know.
How was you in the room with Erica Alexander in the first place?
So it happened because Audible was doing a pop-up installation in the city, and they were hosting a part of the pop-up was a fireside chat with Erica Alexander, because she has a book on Audible that won a bunch of different journal awards. And if you guys remember the book Finding Tamika, she narrates it. So it was one of Audible's most listened to series, and it did really well. It was very popular. So she was the person of topic for the fireside chat, and the conversation was just about main character energy. So it was a conversation about her and her career and the many hats that she holds, and just Q&A interview style kind of thing. So I saw that she was going to be there, and so I made sure to RSVP, and they said space was limited, so I made sure to get there hella early because I was going to get my seat. I was sitting right there, right up front. It was so funny because I felt like I obviously strategically chose my seat, but I was so happy about where I sat because I felt like she was just giving me the eyes the whole time. I was like, we are locked in. Every answer she gave, she was looking right at me. I don't know, maybe it's whatever, placebo effect. I thought she was looking at me, whatever. We had a moment. So, and she's just so humble and so magnetic. And so they had a Q&A afterwards, and only 2 questions were able to be asked in the time that was allowed because the questions were lengthy, and then the answers she gave were very thorough. So they didn't have any more time for questions after that. So I was like, oh, shucks. I was like, okay, that's okay. Because afterwards, she took the time to meet and greet every single person in that room. I think there's maybe about 40 to 50 of us total, but she stood on that stage and she let that line form, and she spoke to everybody that came up to her in that line. And so when I got up to her, the first thing we did was we took pictures with each other. And then after the pictures, I, took my opportunity to speak to her. And I just said, I just wanted to thank you so much for being here today and for speaking to us and being able to hear from, yourself as another fellow actor and creator, somebody who, admires the career that you've built and building my own career. Just wanted to thank you. And then I told her, I was like, I don't know if you're going to remember this or not, but I actually produced a tribute to Living Single, and we recreated an episode, the Christmas episode, and she stopped and looked dead at me. She was like, I knew you. I knew you. Yo, I feel like we're friends in my head. We're friends in my head. We're connected in my head. I was like, girl. So of course I'm geeking. And then she was like, get that camera back out. Get your phone back out. Get your phone back out. I got to talk to your crew. I got to talk to your crew. She's like, what do you call yourselves? The Living Single crew? And I was like, yeah. Cause it was going to take too much time to go through explaining the whole Hey Girl, Hey Productions thing. So I was like, yeah. Just call us the Living Single crew. That's cool. So I got my phone back out and started recording. recording, and she recorded that message just for you guys. Like, that was from her to you because she wanted to speak to you all. And then afterwards, she was just so sweet and humble. We hugged and we talked a little bit more about, I had to pitch the pilot to her. So did that. And yeah, so stay tuned. We might be able to get a few things going.
Shout out to the Maverick and the Wolverine, y'all.
The Maverick and the Wolverine.
Okay. So Blair has already accomplished her goal this year.
So to piggyback off of that, my main goal is to fully have the script finished with the pitch deck and all the things done for Firefly, the actual thing that I've been working on for a while in secret. That's all I'm gonna say. But I've gotten a lot of it done, at least like 90% of it done. And I did this weird thing with ChatGPT where I asked it, like, give me my blind spots. And it said, you keep creating new things, yet you don't finish one thing.
Oh, we were on the live when you were talking about it.
ChatGPT will read you like a book.
It said while your mind is great and is, all this is just a part of avoidance. What are you really avoiding? You have a lot of potential. You do all these wonderful things between the podcast and between all the scripts that you have and the teaching and all of this other stuff. There's something that you need to get completed. And so I was like, okay, so I made a step program about like what it is going to take for me to finish it for this year. So that is my goal for this year.
Amazing. Red?
I like. My goal is to actually finish the script that I've been writing.
Come on, script.
So I don't know if you guys remember, but I talked about I was writing a essentially a rom-com, a sci-fi rom-com, and I keep stopping because I had to formulate the main characters, and so I think I have who they are now.
Okay.
And it's about 9 individuals, and their paths just all intersect, and so now I'm all like, all right, now that I have the 9, let me finish.
It takes time to develop a story like that. I think like people think that like, a script is put together, super quick, but it's not, especially when it's just like 1 or 2 people like writing it, like my pilot, like we workshopped that for almost 3 years before we finally landed on a version that like we love, so it takes time.
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. And it doesn't help that it's a sci-fi rom-com. So there's a lot of world building that I have to figure out, like where people are going to be at the right place at the right time to kind of convey the thought that I have in my head. But yeah, that's going to be done this year.
Yeah.
Mr. Little.
Well, my goal is to become the next congressman of New Jersey's 12th congressional district.
Yes.
You see how that just flowed right in?
That's the setup, and we flow right into it.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, but I have other things. I don't know if I will get this done this year, but I want to also write a book about this whole experience because it has definitely been a unique one. From when probably more unique than anybody else's. I wouldn't say it, definitely in the state of New Jersey, but I want to say in the whole country because I went into this challenging an incumbent Democrat, and who then so for the whole first 7 months of my campaign, I was running against an incumbent. She decided not to seek re-election, and retire. So then the seat became open. Now I had, from November to February, it was just like, I felt like DJ Khaled, another one, because I just kept seeing people into the race, 1 or 2 people into the race weekly. So we got to the point where it was me versus 16 other people. Then when it came time for us to make the ballot, 13 of us made the ballot. And 1 has dropped out since. So now going into this final week I'm one of 12 candidates. But I've been there from the beginning and seen how this whole thing unpacked it. And also like just almost running my campaign as a one-man show, so it will be interesting to see what actually plays out next Tuesday. Like how many people will I be able to get to vote for me with pretty much organizing my whole campaign by myself as a first-time candidate.
So that gives us a nice snapshot into, and again, it's just a snapshot because I'm sure the story is so much bigger than what you've been able to put in a couple of words here. But that shows us kind of like where you're at now. But for our listening audience and for your, potential voters, like let's step it back just a little bit and just tell us about who you are and why you want to be, or how you even got involved in politics in the first place. Because I'm sure, like you said, when you mentioned about your business, you've always been serving the people, but this is a very specific way to serve the people. So how did you get here?
Well, I've always been very outspoken. I've always been very outspoken. I've always stood up for what I believed in. So I've had friends telling me for years, Kyle, you need to get into politics. And then once the 2024 election happened and Donald Trump got reelected, I knew then that I had to step out there and fight as a Black man, as an openly gay man. I knew that all of my human and constitutional rights would be taken away by this administration. And I knew that I would be that representation for marginalized communities, to be able to advocate for them and serve them in Congress. So I'm not a career politician, and that's what makes me another thing that makes me very unique. I am a small business owner and I'm an adjunct college professor. So no, I don't have political experience, but I do have world experience, and I am able to relate to the average individual. If any one of you were to, run for Congress right now I know like what it takes, for like the average human being to be able to run for Congress, because let me tell you, the establishment does not make it easy for the average person to be able to run for office.
Mm-hmm.
So let me ask you this. I mean, now that you've been, essentially running and you've been a well-oiled machine by yourself, what has been some of your biggest hurdles that you've been having with this process?
I honestly think the biggest hurdle was fundraising. That was the biggest, and because I wanted to, I'm a different type of person than like your average politician. Like a lot of these politicians like they raise their money to send out mailers, or they raise their money to do, just calling big donors to get billboards and things like that.
They start lobbying.
But I always wanted to, like, even with the money that I did fundraise, I wanted to fundraise and have like community events. So some things that I wanted to do during this campaign, I wasn't able to do because I didn't have enough fundraising, and that's probably the hardest part for a grassroots candidate, because I'm depending on everyday people to donate to my campaign. I don't have access to a bunch of millionaires, to donate money to my campaign, or large corporations. So I think that was probably the biggest struggle. Other than that, like, struggles have been just getting in with the establishment. No matter what, when you're challenging an incumbent, nobody wants to talk to you, right? So, for instance, when I first launched my campaign, I reached out to I'm a Democrat, so I reached out to every Democratic mayor in my district. Not to like get an endorsement or anything, but just to say, I'm Kyle Little, I'm running for Congress. I want to come and talk to some of the people in your towns to, see what their wants and needs are out of an elected official. And I didn't get any response. Like, they all ignored me. Mayors, city councilmen, like they're all just going to ignore you once they know that you're challenging and established an incumbent. And that's how politics works, which I didn't know that, but I quickly found out.
So with talking about how politics work, and I think one of the things that I feel like we're responsible for on this platform, especially when we have guests on and people who are running for, for any type of office, election, something or other, is to really just kind of make things very like plain and simple and easy for the audience to understand. So we're talking about, you're running for a seat in Congress. What is it specifically that made you want a seat in Congress as opposed to being, on a community board or something a little more local? Like, what is the difference for you? Because obviously there's different things that are accessible at different levels, but what is it about Congress that you particularly want to get in there and do on that level?
Yeah, I want to progressive. So I want to change the whole system. Like the whole system is jacked up, and it's always been jacked up since its inception. It was
like,
never.
What's an example that people would be able to relate to?
So the Electoral College, for instance, right? The Electoral College. We're the only country that has an Electoral College. And the Electoral College was based on racism. You had enslaved Africans in the South who were counted as part of the South's population, but yet they weren't able to vote. They were enslaved at the time. When you talk about when Black people talk about how this country was built on racism, it literally, you see it in all of our government still now to this day. So I want to change just a lot of things. Like, even on both sides of the aisle, even on our side of the aisle, a lot of politicians are too old. They're too old, and they don't want to change anything. And I feel like if the average age of any regular job is 65 to retire, it should be the same thing for individuals in Congress as well. Going back to, I guess, what made me want to run for Congress is just that. Like, I want to change things on a national level. And I see all of the bigotry and hate that's geared towards marginalized communities, on a national level. So I felt like the Democratic Party was not fighting enough for communities that always do support them. Black voters, we're the number one voting base of the Democratic Party. LGBTQ voters, again, we're a faithful base of the Democratic Party. But I always felt like the Democratic Party was not standing up for us enough. So those are some reasons why I wanted to run for Congress.
So I want to backtrack a little bit because Congress is a big swing, and so there are, in certain people's eyes, there might be necessary steps you can take before you can just jump to Congress. Do you feel that you have reached or had resistance because you're so new, no one's ever known who you are, and all of a sudden you want to fill these big shoes without knowing the ins and outs of how politics works? Or are you ready to be one of those people who's like, here I am, I'm ready to change this, and here is how? Like, not only do you want to, but do you have an actual plan that you don't want to lay out your full plan at the very beginning before the primaries, but also, like, do you have these things already laid out for yourself as well as for the people who want to be like, oh, so who is this little guy? No pun intended.
Absolutely. I mean, like, I've even I ain't taking you. I ain't paying you no money.
You've never used it. Go ahead.
But no, like I have plans. I've been thinking into the future, even things like once I'm in Congress, what I want to accomplish. So yeah, I've definitely had like these long-term plans of things I want to do. Like even just looking at my policies, right? I want to create a Black Wall Street in Plainfield, New Jersey. I want to revive, because Plainfield is a city in my district.
Queens. Yeah. Just I'm sorry, just have such a bad taste about Plainfield. Just go ahead.
Listen, we're not about to shade these towns in New Jersey 12.
We can shade the people in them. Sorry, that's one of my exes from Plainfield. Continue.
Well, we can definitely do that because the mayor of Plainfield is running against me, so we could definitely throw the shade against some of the people. Mm-hmm. But no, Trenton. Trenton is the capital of New Jersey, right? Mm-hmm. But why is it so underfunded? I feel like when we go to Trenton, we can see the systemic racism just in it. because it's a predominantly black and brown city. It's the capital of our state, but yet nobody is proud of Trenton. Y'all, you from Jersey, ain't nobody want to go to Trenton, so
We drive through Trenton.
Yeah, exactly. So yeah, like there's plenty of things that I definitely want to change. Like even on a statewide level, once I'm in Congress, of course, I want to put that pressure on our governor to implement these things within the state of New Jersey. Because we need changes. We need changes within our state. We need changes within this country.
I think one of the most effective ways in order to convince people that you're the right person for the job is to identify like what one of the biggest issues or area of concerns is for the people at large, and then present a plan as to how to address it or how to, at least make some type of like progress towards fixing it.
Absolutely.
So can you give us like just an example of something that you have a progressive plan for to change or to fix or to modify or whatever it is?
Yeah, absolutely. $20 minimum wage. Like we talk about the cost of everything. Right now in the state of New Jersey, you can't even get a 1-bedroom apartment for less than $2,000 a month. A $25,000 grant for first-time homebuyers. Now people are always like saying like, well, how are we going to get all this money? First of all, we're spending $850 billion in military spending right now. Bombing countries, the current president bombing countries without congressional approval. And now you see because of like the 2 attacks on Iran, the prices of gas constantly increasing. Student loan debt forgiveness. I've experienced that myself. When my spouse and I were buying our home, I owe $75,000 in student loan debt once I graduated from grad school. And they told me, we don't want you to be on a mortgage right now. We don't want you to be on a mortgage because your debt to income ratio is too high. So student loan forgiveness is definitely another important policy that can really help people. Free, I'm all for progressive policy. So free childcare. If conservatives want to force people to have kids and want to stop women from having abortions, they want to ban abortions, and they want people to have kids, parents should be able to go to work and have somebody take care of their kids without paying $20,000 a year, or go back to school if they wanted to and get another degree. So we hear these politicians talk about affordability, but these are all factors that can help under the affordability aspect, because affordability is very broad. So whenever you hear a politician just throwing words out there like affordability, ask them, okay, well, what concrete policies do you have that are going to make things more affordable?
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha. Let me ask you this, because it seems that what I see a lot that happens in politics is that there's a certain level of cognitive dissonance that's there because either people don't, understand the politics of it all, or, they only care about like a particular issue and not the other. What has been the most surprising pushback that you've gotten from constituents, and what do you think about, how do you think you're going to change that?
The most surprising, the war in Gaza is like a huge one, especially in this district because we have a big Muslim population and a big Jewish population. Mm-hmm. A lot of the pushback, of course, has come from the Jewish side, because I felt like the moment that any of us politicians speak truth to power and actually call it what it is, we're then labeled as being anti-Semitic. So I would say that's been like the most surprising part of it, because I didn't think I would be called anti-Semite just for saying that it's a genocide for, Israel killing 70,000. Yeah, exactly. Right. Even when I was, we had to collect 500 signatures from Democrats, registered Democrats in our district in order to get on the ballot. Collected my signatures myself. Like over 90% of my signatures I got myself. So as I was out there getting signatures, I had one lady that came up to me and she said, I said, hi, I'm Kyle Goodall. I'm running for Congress and you're in my district and everything. And she said she was a registered Democrat. But then she asked me, she said, well, what do you think about the war in the Middle East? I said, well, there needs to be a ceasefire. She's like, oh, there already was. There's no more killing. And she just walked away. And I was like, girl, like get it together. How could me saying something as simple as there needs to be a ceasefire offend you? So I've experienced a lot of that for sure when it came to pushback. Other than that, like the pushback, I've gotten normal pushback from Republicans, but I'm not worried about them. I'm not talking to them.
Gotcha.
Well, I mean, in the sense, you're talking to everybody. Not just it goes. We need bipartisanship, right? So we need from every single party. So we're also because there have been Democrats who voted for Republicans. There have been Republicans who voted for Democrats.
Yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
So let me ask you this because this I love this, and this is the only credit that I can barely give this Naraha that's in office now. It's an orange. He has opened the door for Americans to see that you do not have to be a career politician to run for something.
Absolutely.
You do not have to be a politician. And I think that we do need to get away from politics as usual. And like bring people who are not willing to, because I'm glad you're like the person that you was running against. I guess glad they dropped out because the last person we had here who was running for Congress, he was running against the incumbent Yvette Clarke. She's still in Congress here because she wouldn't drop out the race. Is she the best? I've met this woman twice, and each time a sour taste in my mouth. And we were going to have her on as a guest, and she's like, "Sure, I would love to come." Who are you? What are you talking to me for? It was just like you're the people in your state, the people in your district are there to support you because you support them. What would you say in your? Well, first of all, what district did you? Because I don't think you gave your district number.
Well, I'm running for New Jersey's 12th congressional district.
Okay. In the 12th district, what would you say are the top 3 issues that is specific to your district? Do you know?
I would say healthcare. I would say affordability. Mm-hmm. And I would also say, third, the war in Gaza. That is such a big, it's never been a forum that we've been at where we haven't gotten that question. That's like almost everybody, even if you're not Jewish or Palestinian, that's like one of the first questions progressives ask. Well, what do you think about the war in Gaza? So I think those are probably the top 3.
And see, here's my problem with them asking that question because they're already trying to put you in a box, regardless of whatever you are going to bring together as a senator, as a congressman, as a council person, So it's already just to pin people against you, just the way you said you spoke to that woman. She probably was like, but little does she know that you probably would support her ideas and beliefs, more than just whoever was in office prior to or whatever have you. Absolutely.
Yeah. And that's what I think Chris alluded to that a little bit before. People get stuck on one thing, right? People get stuck on, and their whole issue is abortion, right? They'll vote for Trump, somebody like Trump, just because he wants to ban abortions. So people have to get out of that idea of being stuck on one thing and what's going to benefit you overall. Who are these politicians who are going to benefit, your life here? At the end of the day, we got to keep it real. This is not Israel. This is not Gaza. Correct. We're talking about New Jersey. So, New Jersey's 12th congressional district.
Before I pass the question to anybody else, when you say, speaking of your life, what would you say to anyone who, especially for you, who is married, an openly gay man, and what would you say to anybody who is not supportive or anything of that, or feel that we shouldn't have anybody in office who, like, what is your opinion about like the way you live your life and how you want to run this district and this country?
Y'all was gonna be cussing up here.
Shit, fuck. Okay, no. So I mean, but like that's because there are, there are so many. Okay, because last time we checked, we remember Grindr got shut down at the Republic Convention because because all of these DL conservative men, and we're not even talking about party in general, but there needs to be representation, and I think that it is a beautiful thing for you as an openly Black queer man to be, running for office, not ashamed of who you are, and ready to like hit the ground running with ideas, fresh ideas. I think it's refreshing. I think it's a beautiful thing. But my question to you is, what do you say to those people who like, I would never vote for him because he's gay or he's queer?
Well,
shit, bye. That's your question.
I mean, that's his question. Let him answer it.
It is kind of like that, though. It's almost like, all right, well, then don't have your quality health care. Like don't have your, I'm trying to, because like a lot of times you'll get that response from like older people, like the older generations and stuff. Like the younger people seem to be a little more open-minded. When it comes to that. But I'm like, I'm not running to turn the United States or turn the state of New Jersey into some big gay pride festival. I'm running to benefit your life and to implement policies that benefit everybody's life.
I'm sorry, y'all. Good. He said pride.
PJ waves his rainbow flag in the background.
But yeah. So and my sexuality, it's a shame that I even really have to mention my sexuality, but I do because I know that our community needs that representation, needs somebody to stand up for us. Because right now you see all of these conservative Republicans just trying to take away everything. Since I've been running for Congress, I've already gotten my marriage threatened twice by both the federal government, because there was Kim Davis who went to the Supreme Court trying to overturn same-sex marriage. And in the state of New Jersey, we had Jack Ciattarelli, who fortunately for us, he lost his election and our governor is now Mikey Sherrill. But he was threatening to overturn same-sex marriage here in the state of New Jersey. So thank God, New Jersey did not go red. But you have somebody like me who is literally experiencing this type of hate and bigotry while I'm running. So I know I can serve the communities that really need to be served because experiencing it myself.
The thing is about being, elected is that you have to serve everybody. So what are you going to say or do to keep that messaging going, despite everything that you went through to get there? Like you are, a public servant for everybody.
For everybody, yeah. Everybody in the district. And
whether they agree with you or not.
Yeah. And you have to be. I mean, and I always tell people too, like, you have to hold any elected official accountable, right? Congressional terms are every 2 years. Mm-hmm. So if you feel like I'm not doing a good job, then by all means, you have the right to vote me out. And I always want to be transparent about that. Like no elected official owns their seat, no matter what elected office you're in. You do not own your seat, and you can always be voted at any time if you are not serving your constituents. Now, of course, there's going to be people who don't always agree with you. You're always going to have people that don't agree with you, but I'm going to try to be the best congressman I can be. And I know what I'm capable of. Like, I know, people were didn't think that I could open a business, and I did. People didn't think that I could do a lot of things, and I've overcame that. So I know what I'm capable of doing, and I know I am capable of being a great congressman.
Let me tell you, one of my favorite movies is Distinguished Gentlemen. there are moments where I am just like, I would love to see you in this role. Anyway, that's completely off topic. Were you about to ask a question, Chris? I'm sorry.
No.
Okay.
No.
So there are 12 congressional seats for the state of New Jersey.
Mm-hmm.
They're all up for re-election, correct?
All of them, yeah.
So let me ask you, do and this is the question as a person who votes, do you each talk to each other? Is there a group chat? Would you all like become friends? Would you, how does that work when it comes to like you're in district? Do you want to know who the other people in their district are so you can have their supporters help you? Or like, how does that work? Do we work together as a state, as a team prior to the election? Or this is just based on afterwards?
It depends on a personal relationship. I mean, I don't necessarily like help any of the other candidates like in other districts. No, I don't necessarily do that. But there is one, Katie Banzell, her and I had become friends throughout this whole process because she was challenging an incumbent at the same time when I was challenging an incumbent. Now her incumbent, you probably know Phil, you're from New Jersey. You probably know Frank Pallone.
Let me explain something to you. I lived in Jersey. I am from Brooklyn. Go ahead.
Whatever. Look,
Go ahead. Before everybody's from Jersey always be arguing.
They're about to come for you, honey.
Right.
Exactly. Like don't be trying to shade us. But anyway, yeah. So she was challenging the incumbent. So her and I have always been like really close, and I've always tried to big her up because what people don't know is that I live in New Jersey's 12th congressional district, but my business locations are in New Jersey's 6th congressional district. Mm-hmm. So I have a base already there. So I've already like convinced like a lot of my clients and everything to vote for her. So her and I have kind of like been on the same page, but I don't communicate with other people.
And here's the reason why I was asking this, because their district can only vote for their district. And I'm asking obvious questions, but you never know. There might be a listener who doesn't know. Mm-hmm. So they can only vote for their district.
Absolutely.
However, teamwork makes dream work. And I do believe that as we usher out these old motherfuckers out, first motherfucker of the show, and we start bringing in this new help, like this, like younger ideas, fresher ideas, black faces, white faces, Asian faces, all the faces instead of just always white faces, old, white-haired, dusty, just let me stop.
Please stop. Please.
I've done very well for quite some time. But like I urge people who are out there who are ready to vote, and not just the people, but the young people. How are you getting young people involved? Because the younger people are the ones who are. I
talk to the young people. Yeah. Talk to the young people all the time.
Who's the young people to you?
He's talking about me, of course.
Yeah,
Mute his mic.
No, actually, I'm talking about all of us because I'm talking about anybody ages 18 to 50. Because we know in these primary elections, it's usually like the older generations that get out there and vote the most.
Correct.
We need people
in the primaries,
to
right?
Out there. Yeah,
they don't know. Younger people don't know about.
Yeah.
And that's another thing. Like I've always tried to educate people. Like something you said, only people in my district can vote for me. However, running for Congress, I'm voting on national issues. So issues that I would be voting on affect the entire country. Now I'm supposed to vote on those issues based upon how my district wants me to vote. This is literally House of Representatives. So you're supposed to be representing New Jersey's 12th congressional district. So that way, if I'm not representing my district and not voting in the ways that they are in favor of, then they have that obligation to vote me out now as a congressman. But I am voting on national issues that affect the entire country. Mm-hmm. Just like
and obviously there's two possible outcomes. You're elected or you're not elected. Walk us through both scenarios. Like, what is the next step in both scenarios? Like, if you get elected, what are the first couple of things you want to do? If you don't get elected, what is your life look like after that?
Well, if I'm elected next week, there's still
June
work to be
2nd.
done because June 2nd. Yep, June 2nd. There's still work to be done because I then have to. I'm then the Democratic nominee, right? I still have another election in November, the general election. But I am pretty much like 95%. If I get elected next week, I will be the next congressman because my district is a very Democratic district, very heavily Democratic. So, but then if I don't get elected, it's still a lot of work to do. You know, I'm still going to be in it for the fight. You know, now I have built name recognition. I have put myself out there as a leader in the state of New Jersey and an advocate for marginalized communities. So I'm still going to be, and the thing is, June 2nd, that's just the beginning of Pride Month. So you know I'm about to be all over this state for every Pride event.
For free.
During the whole month of June.
So are the aspirations still political, and like how would you act that out?
Yeah, I want to run again. For the same seat. You know, I want to run again for the same seat because, you know, I don't know if I'm correct by feeling this way, but feel like every one of my opponents stepped on my toes. You know, again, I feel like they stepped on my toes, really, you know, like once they entered the race after the incumbent. So, I mean, again, I don't know if that's the correct way of feeling. That's just the way I feel. So, the way I see it, it was like the incumbent retired. She didn't want to seek re-election. They all jumped into the race when I was already in. And there are a lot of powerful people. I'm running against 2 mayors now. I'm running against an assemblywoman, a county commissioner. So like these are all established politicians, or people who have like some type of it's people who have a lot of money, expendable money to put away, to be able to run and really run a good race. So I felt like, you know, I was running for this for the right reasons. And if I lose, I have no problem then challenging that incumbent, a first-term incumbent who I already was running against once before. So there's still going to be a lot of work to do these next 2 years. And again, it's only 2 years away. So if I lose now, I'm running again in I'll put that on the record now. I'm running again in 2028.
Okay.
Nice.
We don't do them ifs, okay? Because listen, what we got, but reality is what reality is, okay?
Yeah.
And I feel like that's important for
it is,
for the audience to know. It's like a lot of times, like people think that, oh, you get to the day and then like, okay, things are over after that. But no, life still has to go on. Things still have to happen. So just kind of, I wanted to give them an insight as to like what your mindset is come win, lose or draw. So that way they really can get to understand like where your focus is, you know?
Yeah, definitely. You know, and I mean, even just in my personal life, I have a lot of things coming up.
What you got going on?
Yeah, what you tell us your business?
Well, my husband's turning 40. Well, I'm trying to keep it quiet. My husband's turning 40.
Oh, child.
happy birthday.
So we got the party.
Come to the party. It's about time.
So, my sister's getting married in a few months. So I'm like, you know,
to her.
Yeah, thank you. So it's a lot of things going on. My uncle just had literally about a few days ago just had a heart transplant.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Yeah, so like, and so my family my mom's side of the family has not even been available to really support me in these last few weeks leading up to the election. And that's always been different for me because usually they are very, very involved in everything that I do, you know, but I haven't been able to have, and I didn't even want to ask at a time like this for their support. You know, I didn't want to feel like I was bothering them for anything. So I wanted to almost keep my campaign totally separate from that.
Mm-hmm.
That's honorable. Yeah.
Wow.
Really dope.
Yeah.
Last question I want to ask you. Okay, that I want to ask you.
Okay. Don't let it be nothing off the wall.
All right. So, Chris, you have a question? What do you think about Beyonce? No.
There she is.
I was about to say she made her way into the room again.
No. And this is not really a question. This is a statement for you. Okay. If by chance someone is hearing this and hearing about you for the first time, right? Give a quick or long, however you want to take. We got time. We could stay here till tomorrow. No, we can't.
I was about to say what?
Where?
Who said that?
Give them a quick. What would a seat? What would Congressman Little? I'm sorry, I'll be laugh. I'm gonna cut that out. Don't worry about it.
I'm screaming.
I love this man so much.
He said 10 minutes later, PJ finally got the question out.
Right? This is what they all deal with me with. What would Congressman Little do for me that those other people wouldn't do?
Everything. No.
Everything? Go ahead.
No, I'm going to be, y'all know how I get down. Like, I like to not only legislate, go to DC and legislate, but I'm going to come back here and be in my community. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to be teaching you who's on the ground. I'm going to be, throwing y'all a fish fry or something like that, or throwing y'all maybe even, hey, I'm a fitness professional. I've done throwing y'all a bodybuilder show if y'all want to see that. Doing like community type events that people actually enjoy, and that's something that you really have not seen your congressmen do. Like when have you had heard of your congressman coming back to your community and throwing a barbecue or something like that? It was another. I just had an interview earlier today, and I said, New Jersey's 12th congressional district is one of the most diverse districts in the country. I would want to have, like, in my first year of Congress, throw like a big cultural festival, like in my district somewhere, where we're celebrating everybody's cultures.
Just not a potluck.
Oh, no, ain't gonna be no potluck. We don't do those. We don't do those. I'm still black. I'm still black. Like,
Yeah, the key word is catered.
And that's another.
I just need to know who brought the potato salad.
We don't do I don't do potluck. So, I'm not only black, but I'm a germaphobe too. So that's another fun fact about me. I'm a germaphobe. I don't play that.
Mm-hmm.
Them raisins?
Sorry.
Got to go.
See, it's not just me.
So tell people what they need to do in order to, one, get out, to be registered and eligible to vote, but then walk people through the process on what they need to do on June 2nd.
On June 2nd, they need to go vote in the primary elections. And the reason that you hear a lot of people say, well, we only got two choices. We can only vote Democrat or vote Republican. The primary is the time where you vote for the best Democrat or the best Republican, the people who align with your values the most. That's the main time that you really need to get out there and vote. And don't just vote for somebody because they're an incumbent and you know their name. Does that incumbent need to go? How long have they been in Congress? Are they actually voting on things that are actually beneficial to you and to your community? So people need to get out there and vote in all of these elections. We know that midterm elections turnout is always lower. We always get the highest turnout during the presidential election, but we need to get out and vote. And people need to also vote in their local elections, like vote for your school board, vote for your city council. All of these things, like, these people affect your everyday life more than even, your even people on a congressional level or the president.
Mm-hmm.
I agree. And I'm so glad that you mentioned that, because so many people don't. They just think it's all about
Presidential.
the presidential election, and that's it. Something that really stood out to me is your slogan, which is, well, I should say a slogan. It might be your slogan, but it's something that you had mentioned on your website. This campaign has always been about people, community, and service, not personal gain. Giving back isn't a slogan for me; it's a responsibility.
Absolutely.
That's amazing.
And I feel like you about to cut us off.
I was about to say, you better build a tradition and not rest upon one. That's why.
Hey, you already know.
Okay. Period.
You already know, but like, no, seriously, like I even have on my, I think if you looked at my website, you would know I also said that if elected to Congress, I'm going to donate $500 of my own money to a local New Jersey charity. And that will be a different charity each month that I'm donating money to. Because I feel like that's just something that's an obligation. It's something that we need to do. People just don't need to be in Congress holding on to all of this power, holding on to all these perks and everything else, and not ever doing anything, giving back to their community, giving back to the people that actually voted them in the first place.
Remember that, Eric? Sorry.
Lord have mercy.
He's gone. And so we got somebody new and younger.
Yeah.
And he's making moves.
Who's making moves? It's looking good so far. It's looking good. Okay. Things are looking up for New York. The Knicks done won. We got a mayor who's making moves.
Mondani's not playing.
Okay, let's see if we can get some of that swag over to Jersey with Kyle Little for Congress.
Absolutely. Oh, so on I guess on my last note,
sure.
What I want to tell people is donations are greatly appreciated. All right. I have about 3 ads out right now that I am currently putting my own money into. So I would like to get some type of money, campaign money, to be able to fund these ads and reach more voters. That's for sure.
Actually, I'm really glad you said that. And I'm sorry. I lied. I always one question. So
always lying.
Why you always lying? But there's a conversation about like when people get all this money and they do all these campaigning and like, where does the money go? You have that shown exactly where your money is going to go, what your money is doing.
Absolutely. Yeah. Like this, I mean, I've constantly said, even when I've talked about this on social media, everything, I am a grassroots candidate. I need money. You know what I mean? Like now other candidates, again, they just get all this money. They waste them on nonsense, but I really need this money to make my campaign work. Like now, the sad thing about politics is that they qualify a candidate based on how much money they raised. So what happened in my race was they didn't, even though I'm on the ballot, there's 12 of us that are on the ballot. 3 of us, they didn't let debate. They didn't let us go to the debate because we didn't raise $250,000.
And I think that's something that needs to change with this country. I understand this. America is in a corporation, but everything is about money. How much money can you bring in? And that's why we don't get nowhere.
Right. Yeah, we don't get anywhere. And then, and it has nothing to do with who's qualified or not. It has nothing to do with me not being like, they're overlooking the fact that I'm a small business owner, a Black business owner in this country. But like overlooking the fact that, I'm an educator and an adjunct professor, how come? Because I didn't raise $250,000, but yet and I'll give y'all the inside scoop. 2 of my opponents, one of them put $180,000 of his own money into his campaign to qualify him for the debate. Another one put $110,000 of his own money into his campaign to qualify him for the debate. Oh, you can put as much of your own money in as you want to, but I always say, how relatable is that? Does anybody else have $100,000 that or more that they could just put into their own campaign just to qualify them? It's like, how relatable is that to the average person?
Right.
And what message is that sending to somebody who wants to be a future politician? What if there's that, that young kid or that 18, 19, 20-year-old who wants to run for Congress one day?
And it's interesting that I'm glad that you're mentioning it, because I guarantee you that a lot of people actually don't know that. They just think that they just see them pop up and they're having a debate and
the candidate
over there is the best.
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And I'm mind you, I was the first one in before all of these other people, and not even by a little bit. I was like the first one in by 7 months. And they told me I couldn't debate because I didn't. But I'm like, the rest of you, how am I supposed to compete with a mayor who already has there's two mayors in this race who already have towns of people behind them, full towns where they already have campaigns that they already had to fundraise for. So when you're trying to get the normal person like any one of us against them, we don't stand a chance. And that's literally how the political establishment just tries to block out people. It's trying, if you guys look at my ad, I'll send it to you guys after this call, but I speak on that in my ad,
And, but before go ahead, I'm sorry.
What's the best way for people to donate to your campaign?
Amen.
So my website, www.kylelittleforcongress.com. I don't know if y'all are able to put this in a thing, but maybe if I text one of y'all the link, it'll take you right to my Act Boo page. But yeah, my website has it right on there. My website, once you hit, okay. Once you go to my website, you can click right there and make a donation to my campaign for sure.
And like if anybody needs to know again, what's that website?
www.kylelittleforcongress.com.
I just want to let everybody know that you know.
Wait, what was it?
www.kylelittleforcongress.com.
Once
keep
again,
repeating it as long as they keep
and every single time
I got it this
If
time.
you repeat it, it gets committed to memory.
And he's going to repeat it every single time, and he's going to keep saying that www because he's old too. So www.
Come on, World Wide Web.
Okay.
But if you go to that website, you'll see itself, and there's a tab in it that says what he stands for, and what he stands for: women's reproductive justice, common sense gun safety laws, LGBTQ rights and protection.
That's right.
Okay, for all of us in the community. Okay, protecting Social Security and Medicare, student loan debt reform, lowering childcare costs, housing affordability as a first-time home owner, Trenton revitalization, passing.
Look at all of it. Keep going. You want me to take over?
So much.
I can take over. Pass the John Lewis voting rights. Invest in education. Reinstate and strengthen diversity. Monthly giving to New Jersey charities. Clean energy, climate action. Mental health access in every community. Hold on. I had to take some water.
I'm telling you.
And
right?
supporting small businesses.
Period. And that's on what? Period.
And that's
Period.
on period. Well, bro, I want to say this from the bottom of my heart. I'm extremely proud of you. I'm extremely proud of you.
Indeed.
We build them traditions, okay? Make change, and I support you. We support you here at Highly Melanated, and hopefully our listeners do as well. If anybody wants to do anything further, how can they find you besides just your website? How can anybody find you?
Absolutely.
Do not put your
Instagram.
number on this thing.
Oh, no. Y'all ain't going to be blowing me up.
908. No, I'm sorry.
Stop playing. They already got the first 3 digits. That's bad enough. But no, Instagram and TikTok at Kyle Little for Congress. I'm on there every day. Okay.
Come on, Brandy.
Oh, I was gonna say, come on, consistent branding across all platforms.
Teach us.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And then Facebook, at Kyle Little for Congress as well.
Period. Have the people keep in touch with you.
Surprise, surprise.
Thank you so much for being here and for speaking to the audience and really just kind of getting people to understand more about you and what you're standing for and what you're looking to achieve in Congress. Thank you.
Thank y'all for having me.
And I'm very excited for you. I will share PJ's sentiments as well. I am very proud of you.
Yes.
Very, very
Thank
proud
you.
of you. And
Thank
I'm
you.
excited because I think you're going to do what is right. And I think everybody should give Kyle Little for Congress a chance.
Yes. And this is my first time meeting you, but I am proud of you as well. I know that this is not an easy feat that you've taken on. And the fact that you've already committed to doing this, beyond next week is amazing. And it just shows your dedication and your integrity to the actual cause and not just to the moment. So thank you. Very proud of you.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
You always have a seat here. Welcome. At the Highly Melanated Manor. He's just dropping shit for no apparent reason, apparently. And
The mic drop, damn it.
Oh, that's what
That's
that
the
was.
mic drop.
Gosh.
You always,
I got it, Red. I got it.
Yes, because we do need a congressman here to, up in our manor. So, you're always welcome, even if you don't win, obviously. But the goal is to at least get you to the next step. And then from there on, let me know what we can do to support you. Let me know what individually we can do to support you, and we got you. So
I appreciate that.
is there anything that you want to tell, last thing you want to say to us before I close this out?
No, everybody get out there and vote. Even those of you in New York, y'all have primaries too coming up. So yes, get out there and vote. Everybody get out there and vote. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna tell you this. 1 year. Okay, Blair's gonna love this. 1 year we were getting ready to record, and Blair was like, "Did y'all vote?" Chris
And
was
PJ
like,
said no. I said, we're not recording tonight. Go vote.
I remember that. We all stared at him.
I said, what?
We put a 5-minute episode out.
I said, you done lost your mother loving mind if you don't get your black ass out there and do what our ancestors fought for.
And that's what we're about.
They died.
And it wasn't
for this.
it wasn't that I didn't vote. It was just that, hey, I just hadn't had a chance to
Nah,
yet, even though I did have a
you
chance.
was really
'cause I took
going
naps.
It was
Go by.
7:30 at night. The day was almost done.
How
Hey,
would you not
listen.
go? Oh no!
I'm human, and so
But we got it done.
all right, because it's
Okay.
down the street.
We got
so
it done.
that's the point. There is no excuse
Got
to
it
vote.
done.
Everybody needs
There's
to vote
no
in their
excuse not to
local
vote.
elections. Okay.
Yep.
So on that note, guys, thank you for taking the time to listen to another episode of Highly Motherfucking Melanated. The safe space where it is okay to make a commitment to accountability.
Period.
Amen.
All right. You know what you guys got to do. Get out there and vote. If you are in his district, in the 12th conditional.
Congressional.
Maybe where the
Now, we was talking about Red not being able to read. I think he was misdirected. I think those efforts were misdirected. Send him the link, Red. Send him the link for the training.
You know, like the Scooby-Doo where you pull off the mask? Who is
You
this?
see how they talk to me? See how they talk? See how they do me? See how they
Send
do
him
me?
the link for the training.
Oh, God. Thank you guys for taking the time to listen. On that note, peace, love, and...
Vote.
And vote. There we go.
not just vote, but go ahead and vote for Kyle Little.
Period.
Yes, vote for Kyle Little for Congress.
Y'all can't see it, but I keep thrusting my hands into the air. Yes.
And I'll also be out there in New York. It's only a train ride over, so I'll also be out there in New York.
Hop
heavy.
on the path. New Jersey
Jersey
Transit.
people always say that. I'll
Absolutely.
always be out there in New York. Don't never leave Jersey City. I'm just playing.
Jersey is coming for you. Jersey's gonna light you up.
Okay. I miss them. I do miss Jersey. I'm not even gonna lie.
But
I
you're
know
not
you
from there, as he so boldly
I'm not.
stated
I'm
before.
so here's the problem. I lived half my life in Jersey and half in Brooklyn. I'm born and raised here in Brooklyn. Jersey raised me. Brooklyn made me. That's what
That's
I said.
what you said earlier.
Shut up.
He was not trying to claim Jersey in any way, state, or form.
Consistency.
Like he ain't go to college out here.
Such great memories. All right, I'm going to mute you. Thank you so much for being a guest. All right, y'all.
Yeah.